What's up, Facebook land? So excited, GGinspire, ready to go. Facebook, Instagram, we're going live. We're here to share our story. I'm so excited, here to inspire another day, like I mentioned. And we are just so grateful to be here. It's a beautiful day and ready to drop some gold on you guys today. I really wanted to share with you a couple things because we've been doing these videos for a couple months now. And we've interviewed a few different people, and we're going to continue to do that. We're really excited because I wanted to share a little bit more about my story, just to make sure that everybody who's tuning in now kind of knows who I am and has a good understanding of where it came from and what my mission is. So welcome. I see Susie. I see Jewel. So I actually used to be a physician assistant. I used to be a PA. I was educated at USC. I have a big fancy degree. I spent $150,000, $200,000 on my education and on a lot of student loans of my dream to be a PA. And it's funny because one of the summers that I was in school, I was kind of like taking my last summer break that I had, and an attorney friend of mine invited me to this crazy meeting that was all kind of like wild and music and all this stuff. And it was my summer off, and it was like before I took my tests and my boards, and I was like, why not? It sounds like they were nice people. I was having a lot of fun. And they just seemed like good people. They were doing good things. And I learned about entrepreneurship and planning and saving and insurances. And I had an opportunity to go out and help a lot of people. And licensing was pretty simple. It was pretty easy. It was no big deal for me. But I knew actually in the back of my mind, like I had a real job to go to. Like I had my dream to go to later. So after that, like I graduated, I finished, I got moving, and everything was fantastic. But I got into an actual job, and I had like starting, I was making like $80K a year gross salary, and I wasn't totally happy though, because I had like an 8 to 5 or a 9 to 5, something like that, or 7 to 4, and I just did not like my boss, and I didn't like the idea that this is where I was going to stay forever, and I had over that summer, the year before, I had basically like this dream life. I had this dream summer where I had fun, I went out, I made an impact on people. I had the ability to change their lives, and I was able to sit down with them and make a few $1,000s, per client, and I was, enjoying it. They were happy, and I was doing good things for them, and it was just like I had that taste of entrepreneurship, and it's crazy because I feel like if I had never had that taste of entrepreneurship, then I wouldn't have known what I was missing. I had that taste of freedom, I wanted that dream, these are people, like, the craziest thing was that, like, you have all these crazy people that are energetic and running around and doing wonderful things, but like they don't have degrees, like they didn't have a lot of education, and so that seemed crazy to me, and I realized like I wanted a family, and I wanted to have more freedom and time, and I wanted to be able to be with them. And my boss didn't care about that. My boss wanted me to work, like she wanted me to be there. She didn't really even care that I had a family. And so for a long time I was very conflicted. For years, actually, even being in the business, I was conflicted because I was not doing what I was supposed to do, or should I do what I was supposed to do, what my license was there, what I got my license in, or what I got my degree in. But at the same time, like I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted that freedom. And so, it took me time to be able to get to the point where I could sit in front of you and share with you, my dreams and my story. But now it's my mission to go out and educate people and inspire other people to know that they can have it all. They can have a great life. And it's not always easy, and sometimes you will be conflicted, but the idea is to be able to go out and find what it is that you want so you can have and taste the life that you deserve, because we all deserve something great, and we're not all getting it, right? So a couple things I just wanted to cover, some quick topics today, and I'm hoping we'll get a few questions, because this is been a dream of mine to be able to go out and inspire others to be able to find whatever it is that they want in their life. So choice, that was the first one that I was thinking of, right? So choice. Every day we get up and we make choices, right? We choose what we're going to wear, we choose what we're going to eat, we choose, what we're going to do for our workout, or whether or not we're going to work out. Hi, Carla. Hi, Jen. We choose our mindset, we choose our attitude, we choose what our day will be like, right? But sometimes we make those choices and we don't give much thought to them. Like the other day, I woke up a little bit late. Well, actually, I woke up to my husband waking up a little bit late, and he literally came into the room and was like, "Hello, you need to get up." And I was like, "What the heck is going on? Like, what a terrible way to wake up, right? Not like good morning, honey, or kisses or hugs or anything like that. It was just like this abrupt wake up, right?" So I remember driving to school, and I was joking with my daughter about how he woke me up, and I told her, regardless of the way that Daddy woke me up this morning, we choose how we want our day to be. We, negative things may happen, like, we woke up late, or we're rushed, or the kids aren't listening, they won't put their socks on, or something happens, right? But we choose how we want to handle those situations. We definitely don't control what happens to us on a daily basis. We never do. But we do have the ability to choose how we deal with it, how we handle it, what meaning we assign to it, right? So when we're able to do those types of things, we choose what we want to be able to take from that, or we want to just leave it aside, right? So I want you guys to start thinking about how you choose your mindset. Choose the right mindset. Choose to be happy. Choose to, and it sounds weird, and people always used to laugh at me when I would say this, like when something negative happens to you, choose to find whatever positive that you can in it, so that it can take you away from the negativity and you can focus on moving forward and go in the right direction, right? Because I can guarantee you one thing, you will always have negative things happen to you. I will always have negative things happen to me. They'll always continue to happen. But at the end of the day, we have to choose what we do going forward so we can improve our situation. That was one. And the other thing I was actually going to talk to you guys about was finding mentors. And feel free if you guys want to ask some questions. We are, we're going live, and I want you to be able to share this video out to people that that maybe, thinking about entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur, they're thinking that way, or they're, not necessarily happy with their job. My goodness, I share this with everybody that hates their job, because maybe they're just an entrepreneur. I mean, I used to complain when I worked all the time about, they should do it this way, or maybe if they were doing it this way, it would be better or more efficient, or it would be so much easier. I mean, I remember complaining that I used to have to work like 5 days a week, and you'd have to work 8-hour shifts. And I was like, why don't we just work 4 10s, or why don't we work 3 days of 12? Like, that would make so much more sense. But oftentimes, like, those people that are complaining and that are unhappy with where they are the entrepreneurs, right? They're the people that if they had the opportunity and the ability to be able to do it themselves, they would. So you never know who those people are. I've had actually a few people contact me after watching these videos. Hi, Stacey. But a few people contact me after watching these videos and say, I love what you're putting out there. I love the fact that you're putting positive messages out there. You're talking about entrepreneurship. You're inspiring me to do something else with my life, whatever it might be. And that is the whole purpose, right? So the other thing I was going to talk about was finding mentors, right? So when you find a mentor, they are somebody that you would honestly, you'd want to seek them out. You want to find somebody who's in whatever business that you are in, or whatever field or career that you're in, and seek them out. And first of all, you want to look at, like, what does their life look like? Are they happy? Are they in a position that, following the path that they're doing, that they're going down, is that something that would make you happy? Is what their life looks like, is that what you want your life to look like, in 5 years, or 10 years, or 20, or 30, right? Because picking a mentor is really important. So if you're, like for me, like if I was going to go to the medical field, right? I looked at a lot of people in the medical field, and they had great money, right? But a lot of them weren't that happy with the amount of hours that they had to work, or they weren't that happy with the system and some of the things that held them, that they weren't able to deliver the care the way that they wanted to. So there was a lot of things that are involved in each field that you want to be mindful of. Oh, Jewel has a question. So what should I expect from a good mentor? Oh, okay. So a good mentor should be somebody who, first of all, have high integrity. They are a good person. They're honest. They are somebody that would, definitely would pull you or push you in the right direction and give you tips, give you advice, give you guidance, give you mentorship in a way that's going to improve your life. Like, that's first and foremost. Anybody who's who's mentoring someone else should be coming from a good place, right? That's easy. The second would be you want to look, like I was just saying, like you want to look at their life and see if you go down the road of where they're going, is that something that you would want to have in your life, right? They should be patient, right? They should be somebody who's able to give instruction and, you know, give it in a patient and nice way, right? Because sometimes you'll find mentors that they mean well, but they're a little harsh in the way that they deliver the message. So you want to find somebody who you seem to jive with, like you connect with in some way, so that they can, if they're giving you a message, you want to be able to receive it. You know, if you're not able to receive it the right way, then whatever good message or bad message, whatever message they're trying to give to you, you're not going to receive it. And you're not going to be able to implement it and have it improve your situation, which is what you're trying to do, I would think. The next is, are they profitable, right? Or if you're looking at a certain field, and are you seeing people that are in that field that are profitable in the way that you would like to be, right? So if they're in what, like I said, whatever field, I'm trying to keep it generic because we talk about so many, you know, different entrepreneurs and what have you. If they're not profitable in their business, it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to mentor and coach you on how to be profitable yourself, right? So those would probably be some of the biggest. There's actually a lot, you know, and I think as you get more field specific, that's when I can go into a little bit more detail. So, I have a few more. How would you approach, this is Susie's question, how would you approach someone you respect to be your mentor? I think that when you're wanting to talk to somebody who is somebody that you would like to be able to gain knowledge from and gain guidance from, one of the best things that you can do is approach them in regards to, you know, how much you respect them and what you respect them for, or what you appreciate them for, right? So if they're, you know, if there's an attorney or there's somebody who's in business, right? One of the best things that you can do is take them to lunch. You know, say, hey, I really respect you. I'd love to look at, you know, hear a little bit more about how you were successful in business, or how you know, had that great law practice, or how you were able to grow your agency. How were you able to do it? I'd love to take you to lunch. You know, I heard the other day, you know, a colleague of mine basically said that she would find one successful person a week and take them to lunch and pick their brain and ask them questions and all of that, you know. So the more that you can get from people who are in the field that you're in and they are where you want to be, the more time that you can spend with them, the better off that you will be and the more that you'll learn. But you want to be respectful of their time. Like, don't waste it. If they're going to, if you're going to ask them advice and they give you advice on what to do, you want to follow it, you know, because there's nothing more frustrating than giving somebody advice that comes to you and says, hey, can you help me with this? And then you give them advice and then they don't listen. And then you're like, well, that was like a complete waste of time, right? So that's definitely important. But you want to, you know, offer them something, you know, make it a good use of their time, and also make sure that you're doing all you can to implement what they're telling you, okay? Let me see. Is it a good idea to use the great mentors online, or is it best to find a local person to meet face-to-face or online? What would you recommend? I would recommend all of it, honestly. I would recommend getting as much mentorship as you can, because we're in the day and age, Joel, that you are really, there's so much information, there's so much stimulation, so much coming at us at all different times, that we need to hear from different people, I think. And if you're learning and growing and hearing from multiple mentors, but they've all got to be mentors that you appreciate something about them, right? So they have a great family life, or they have a great business, or they're very successful in whatever area. You have to kind of figure out what is it that you want to find, what is it you're looking for out there. I think that multiple mentors can help you in different areas, but as you grow and develop relationships with these different mentors, you will start to find what it is that you are able to, that you're able to gain from them, and then I would make use of that. That's the biggest thing that I would say. You suggest more than one mentor. Okay, so Stacey, that's kind of the same question, but yeah, I mean, I would suggest more than one, because I think that everybody's different. You know, we're all different people, and I think that the same message, sometimes the same message can be said multiple different ways from different people, and it takes hitting that message to the right person at the right time, said in the right way, to be able to take it and run with it and be able to, implement it in your life or in your business or in your family or your faith, and be able to do what you need to with it. I think that's the really lesson. How often should you meet with a mentor? I think as much as they are willing to do for you, sometimes it's a challenge for people that are busy, and most of us are busy now. I would say once a week would be ideal, at least maybe every other week, if that person can devote some time to you. I read in a book a while back, I don't remember the book, but it said something like, if you can ask a mentor to maybe mentor you for a half an hour a month, be able to spend that much time with somebody, just to be able to, and be ready for that half an hour, like make it an efficient half an hour. Don't spend, 15 or 20 minutes. Like, spend with your family and what's going on. Like, you want to, get down to brass tacks and ask them real questions. But I would say if you can, one mentor, I would say once a month, maybe. But if you have multiple mentors, like, I would definitely take advantage of, having people who are in a position that you would like to be in, give you as much guidance and get you moving as much as possible. Hey, Carol, how are you? Good to see you. Carol, I have to say, Carol is an awesome lady. She's a hairstylist, and she's been a client of ours for a while, and she's such a sweet person. And she's one of the first advocates, actually, when we went out and we did go live. She shared it, and she did this huge post about it, and about how we had such a good relationship. She's just so sweet, and I just wanted to tell you all, Carol, she's absolutely an amazing lady, and she's done a lot to help endorse me, and I want to be able to do everything I can with her. Carol's just awesome. Let me see, who else? What else? Oh, Diana just joined. Okay, so the other thing, I was going to mention just a couple other things, like about mentors. So success leaves clues, right? So does failure. So we have to make sure that the people that are around us are having success, and if they're not having success and we want to take as much as we can from them, we have to figure out what are the things that we need to do or improve in order to be better. So most of us need to be doing like more reading, more videos. We need to basically take more time to be able to grow ourselves and get better at some of the things that we wish we had more of, right? So one of my aides is actually Carla. We were talking the other day, and she was saying, I want to get better at certain things. And I said, well, there's certain things that you need to be doing. You need to be reading. Even if you decide that you need to turn off the television for like a month or two to be able to spend that time learning, growing, reading different books so that you can level up to the next level, because all the growth that you want to be able to have, that you want to grow in your business or your family, or the things that you want to be able to improve about your life, they're not going to come from watching television. They're going to come from reading books. They're going to be coming from, like I said, watching videos and getting different mentorship and having different people's minds, converge with yours almost, and help, like the mentorship and the information that they give you is what starts to go around in your head. Because when you're spending time in your own head, you're listening to yourself over and over again. So you need different mentors, different people to be able to make an impact on you. And some of their words, they say that the messenger may be gone, but the message lingers. So the more that you're spending time hearing other messages, that will be resonating in your head, and that will be the thing. Those will be the things that help you start to think differently and take different steps and different actions, right? So, yeah, I'm excited about that, because the more that we take on, the more that we listen and get better at certain things, we can have that great life that we're looking for, Chris Felton just joined. I love Chris. So excited about him. Chris is out in Denver, in Colorado, and he is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. And I joke about him because we both wear glasses, and people think that we're nerds. But Chris is like one of the most passionate and energetic people I've ever met. He's just such a great leader, and he's just done so much work, so much mindset work. Like, he's an incredible leader, and he's just absolutely like phenomenal person. So I'm grateful that he was even on today, because I would love an opportunity to be able to have Chris on. That would be nice. If you're out in LA, I would love to be able to interview you, especially with you. It's great. I've got another question. So how oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time seeing this. How do you determine a great book to read to help you be successful? It depends on what you need, you know. I've read a lot of books at different times, and sometimes what happens is, you know, I've got I guess it's a bad habit of not necessarily finishing books all the way through. So I was in Georgia a couple years ago, and I remember somebody saying, like, Jeff Levitan said, yeah, I just read the book until I get what I need, and then I put it on my shelf, and it looks like I read a lot. And so I feel the same way too, because I have a really hard time finishing books. So I've read some great books. Like one of the books that I really like is called Leadership and Self-Discipline. And it's about thinking outside the box, and it's about objective reality. Really looking at your life in objective reality. That's a really great one. I don't know the author, but I think I have it in my office somewhere. I can post it on here later if you want. That's a great one, Leadership and Self-Discipline. Think and Grow Rich is one of the best books out there about, you know, entrepreneurship and mindset. And I think sometimes people find it's a harder read because it's written in language, you know, from like 60 years ago, 60, 70 years ago. So it's a little bit harder sometimes to understand, but I think it's one of those books that it's a classic. And if you reread it, I would almost reread that book once a year, because I think it's page 35 where it talks about you have to have that white hot burning desire to be able to achieve what you want, and you have to talk about it and say it twice a day, read it out loud, you know, make sure that you're thinking about your dreams and your goals all the time. Think and Grow Rich is a great one. Let's see, like 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. That's a great one, but that's a daily read. I wouldn't spend too much time reading that one. You could just read it for like 10 minutes and then done. The Magic of Thinking Big is a great book. I'm reading one I've been telling you guys, The Slight Edge by, I think it's Jeff Olson. That's a great book. I read as much as I can, and I do a lot of like video logs, and I try I listen to Gary Vee a lot. I listen to Eric Thomas, the hip hop teacher. I love him. He's very street, but he's like so real and raw that he just brings me so much value when I listen to him. Like my husband and I listen to him late at night, and like some of his stuff, it's hard for me sometimes to sleep after I listen to some of his stuff, because he's just like, if you realize how amazing you were, you'd already be doing so much more. You know, I think a lot of us spend so much time not believing that we have the capacity to be able to create incredible things, and we don't believe that we're able to do it. So when we believe that we're truly amazing, we'll take on so much more, and we'll be able to achieve so much more. And Eric Thomas is amazing. Let's see, what book impacted you the most that you would recommend? Oh, okay, so those are some of the books that I would definitely recommend. There's so many more that I am blanking on now, but I'll put more on for you guys. We're going to be doing a huge social media campaign that's coming out. We're going to be, we've partnered up with Grant Cardone. There's a lot of video logs and newsletters and articles and postings that we're going to be doing. So we're really excited. You know, this is a huge opportunity to be able to get out there. And if you've ever thought about running your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, you know, take that step. And, you know, it doesn't mean that you're going to leave your job and you're all of a sudden going to become an entrepreneur and you're going to have jets and lots of money and all that stuff. But if you thought about, you know, starting and going out and doing something different, maybe you want to partner up, or you want to leverage somebody who's already doing it. And, you know, I can be a mentor for many people, but there's so many people out there that can help and mentor you and going the right path and doing it the right way. You know, taking steps and becoming an entrepreneur isn't easy. And I didn't do it when I was telling you guys the story earlier. I didn't do it overnight. You know, I started to learn it, and I fell in love with the freedom and the fun and the camaraderie of having other people around me. Like that part of it I really love. And so it took me time. I didn't leave what I was doing right away. I made it so that I was profitable, and then I could leave, right? And not all the time people do it that way. Sometimes they leave before they're ready, but the whole idea is that you want the shot to be able to get out there and do it. So let me see. Any more questions? Hi, Carol. Hi, Shay. Oh, you're going to be calling me soon. Sounds good. I would love to. That would be absolutely amazing to do that. That would be so exciting. She said that she's going to call us to do a spot on the radio station. That would be amazing. I would love it. Let's see. Any other questions? I think we're good. Well, maybe we have one or two more. Let me see. Oh, wait. If you can leave us with one message for the day, what would it be? Oh, well, hey, Nate, how are you? I have a message that I like to give at the end of every end of every broadcast that we've done so far, and I'm sure it might change. But it's, the biggest thing that I would say is that we have greatness within us, right? It is placed within us, and we have to live up to that. I think that if we are not living up to that, then we're robbing people, and we're robbing our families, and we're robbing this world of a lot of the things that we can do, right? Like, we could give so much if we would just step into our greatness and start believing in ourselves and taking ourselves to the next level. We as people, I was telling Melvin the other day. So Melvin's been filming us. He's awesome. Melvin Bowser is a great guy, and he's been filming us and helping us with some of our content. And I was telling him, I was like, this sounds totally, selfish and ridiculous. But I said, what worries me the most is that, like, I don't worry so much about the content of what I'm going to put out, what I'm going to say. I worry about what I look like, which is ridiculous, right? Those are the things that we're concerned about. Like, so as people, we're fallible, right? And we have so many insecurities, and we have things that hold us back and keep us, our fears, like all these things that I've talked about before, these things that hold us back, and they don't allow us to be able to achieve our greatness. And so we have a shot to be able to do it. And there are people around you that are just like you, that want to be able to create great things in their lives, but they're fearful, they're scared, they're timid, they don't think they know enough. And you can leverage, and you can have that group of people help you, because there are people that are awesome and incredible at some of the things that you think that you're not good at, And if you team up with those people, you can create something wonderful together, And that's what I love about working with people, is finding what's great within them, finding their gifts, and repeating them to them over and over and over again, and that's why they're going to be successful, right? So when you're able to find somebody's gifts, it's really easy to find people's flaws. If you're looking for people's flaws, they're everywhere, right? I have a ton. You probably found a ton just while we're watching this video. But it's easy to find those things. What's tough is really looking for people's gifts and being able to find why that's going to take them to where they want to be. So, that's probably one of my biggest messages. I always say, like, be inspired for a great life. Do incredible things with your life, because it's short. You only get one, right? And it's going to go by so fast. So I appreciate you guys. I think we're good for today. I don't know if anybody else has any other questions, but it seems like today's been an awesome day. I'm so excited. We're coming. I'm really looking at, like, November to next November as the 12th month. So this is like my January right now. We're going crazy. There's so much activity happening right now. So much business. I think I was telling you the other day, like, I had a client who was telling me that he wasn't, he didn't have a lot of activity, and I was like, it's just so busy right now. I don't even know how you can be slow right now. So, please do all you can to share this video with people that you know and you care about. Joel had one more thing. Please give a shout out to female entrepreneur Shay Thomas, helping build others in entertainment. Oh, so you know what? Jewel, actually, I think it was like the first or second time that we went live, and I think Shay was on there, right? And she had mentioned on our radio station, and I had done a little bit of research. I haven't talked to her too much, but I am so excited about anyone who is going out to further the cause of the female entrepreneur, right? Because it's always been seen, and when I look up entrepreneur, if you Google images of entrepreneurs, most of the images that you're going to find are men, right? And then you have to look up mompreneur, female entrepreneur, and then you get other types of shots. But frankly, women love doing business with women, right? And men love doing business with women. So female entrepreneurs are straight up, they're just taking over, right? So if you are a woman in business, you have the advantage to basically take over the world if you do it the right way, right? So Shay is somebody who's been going out and after it to be able to create more female entrepreneurs and pushing that and advertising that and really making sure that women know that they have the ability to be able to create that great life that we're talking about by stepping out of the box and stepping out of the norm and Yeah, sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes sometimes my husband has to make dinner because I'm not home yet, but it's because we're making our dreams come true, right? And I know what it's like to not have your dreams come true, and I don't want to ever share that with my daughters, right? So I appreciate anybody who's going out to further the cause of women and put themselves out there, because it's not always easy to put yourself out there, but as you're doing that and you see, like, more and more women will see you putting yourself out there and furthering the cause of more women, and it's just going to catch like wildfire. And we are just so grateful to be able to have other people sharing the cause and pushing other women to go start their own business, do something different, get outside of the box. You can create more for yourself, right? You don't have to live with what you have. And if you're in your car driving, or you should be in your car driving and watching this, but if you're listening to this at home, or you're at work, or what have you, and you're thinking to yourself, no, I want more with my life, you can have it, but you have to reach out and you have to talk to the right people. And maybe Shay is one of those mentors for you. Maybe I'm one of those mentors for you, or Jewel, or Stacey, or Carla. There are so many people out there that are willing to help you if you just ask. I told you guys the title of the story a few weeks ago, and I won't tell it again right now, but if the tidal wave is sweeping you away, you have to ask for help. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. So we appreciate you guys. Very excited. Thank you for getting on. Share this video. Make sure you have an impact to be able to share with other ladies, other men, other entrepreneurs in general. Get out there and be inspired to have a great life.